Welcome to Explain the Charts, where we break down complex chart data and correlate it with real-world events to give you an in-depth understanding of market movements. Today, we're focusing on Apple stock, and we'll analyze various timeframes to present a comprehensive analysis of its current trends and potential future price movements. Recent news indicates a surge in Apple's stock after a solid earnings report, although some analysts have expressed concerns. Warren Buffett's recent sale of Apple shares is also a noteworthy event that needs to be considered when examining price action. Let's switch to the 1-hour chart to see the finer details of the recent price movements and identify potential short-term patterns. The 1-hour chart reveals some interesting short-term price fluctuations. We can observe brief periods of consolidation followed by periods of decisive price action. However, the 15-minute chart would reveal much more details and will allow us to look at many small support and resistance levels. Now, let's examine a specific period of price action on the 1-hour chart. If we filter the data from 1696982400000 to 1696992400000, we can focus on this period where we see the potential of an important break. Comparing this with the daily chart highlights a clear correlation between the short-term spikes and the overall trend. The daily chart shows the bigger picture, allowing us to spot important support and resistance levels that might impact the price action in the longer term. Based on the current market conditions and considering recent news about AAPL's earnings report and analyst forecasts, we are likely to see continued upward price action in the short term. The daily chart reveals a strong support level around 220, while the resistance level sits near 235. However, the likelihood of these predictions depends on many factors, including the broader market sentiment, any further news releases, and investor behavior. In the short term, we could see an upward trajectory, reaching the resistance level at around 235. This is likely if the positive market sentiment continues and if the earnings report's positive effect is sustained. However, there's a possibility of a short-term correction, with prices falling back to the 220 support level. This correction could be reinforced if negative news is released, or if overall market conditions turn bearish. In the long term, the outlook for Apple depends on various factors, including the success of new product launches, economic conditions, and competitive pressures. Sustained positive news and positive market conditions could lead to an upward trend that takes Apple stock beyond the 235 resistance level. However, any negative news or change in market sentiment could cause downward pressure. To summarize, key price levels to watch are the 220 support and 235 resistance levels. The probability of reaching 235 in the short term is moderate, dependent on sustained positive sentiment and news. A drop to 220 is also possible, particularly if bearish market conditions prevail. Keep an eye on any significant news releases, particularly financial reports, and investor behavior for further insights.